the mile-high city framed against the scenic front range of the Rocky Mountains. I'm Dan Hicks with Tim Daggett, Elfie Schlegel, and Beth Bruyak at the McNichols Sports Arena. This is the first of 2 nights of the women's competition and the standings after the first rotation. The event finals decided on this first night. No compulsories for the first time, with 50% of the scores being carried over to tomorrow's all-around finals. And there is the youngest national champion ever at age 13 a couple of years ago, trying to bounce back after a tough beam routine. In 20th place, Dominique Moceanu, a part of the gold medal team in Atlanta last year. Meanwhile, last year's national junior champion Vanessa Atler, just 15 years old and in 3rd place after the first rotation. This is the leader, Kristen Maloney, in 1st place after a solid beginning on the vault.
Dan, I asked Kristen about how she was feeling coming into these national championships, and she said much better prepared, far more experienced, and she attributes that to a lot of competitions this year. She's ready for this one.
And this event truly is critical for Kristen. We have seen her struggle in the past. She is much improved on this event, however. Oh. You know, I didn't see Kristen miss that release one time the entire week of training.
You know, it's a shame because we've just talked about her confidence heading into this championship, and this is one event that she has really worked hard on. She has changed her bar routine since the American Cup, where she had problems again on this event. Of course, that's a 5/10 deduction.
That'll definitely take her way out of the lead. New dismount, very nicely done, but you still got that fall in 5/10 of a point. That hurts.
So Kristen Maloney, after a solid start on the vault, comes back down to earth in her second event, the uneven bars.
You know, it's a real shame because she was looking very good, as Tim said, in practice. Nice and high on the bar. I thought she had it. Looked like she just had fingertip control, but again, 5/10 of a deduction is a huge, huge error.
Yeah, it really looked like she should have held on, I'll tell you.
8.675 for Maloney on the bars. Now Vanessa Atler, one of the rising stars in the gymnastics scene, but 48 days too young. The new age requirement that a gymnast must be 16 years old in the calendar year to compete internationally, or in this case at the Worlds in just 3 weeks. So no matter how she finishes in the top 6, she still won't be able to compete.
And you know, Dan, her coaches, Steve and Beth Rybecki, said that that's really taken the pressure off this championship because they've been able to concentrate on new skills on every event. Excellent first opening tumbling pass, but what I've noticed so far is she moves very quickly on the balance beam, but she really rushed that first tumbling event.
Most coaches say their athletes, when they get into a pressure situation, tend to get a little conservative, a little careful. Vanessa's coaches say sometimes she's too aggressive. That a new skill right there. Very difficult. Nicely done.
And the music you're hearing in the background from the floor exercise from another competitor. 4 events taking place simultaneously.
One thing that really stands out with Vanessa on the balance beam is she's aggressive. You can see this already in all her movements. She really attacks the skills, but she has to be very concerned about this dismount coming up. Just a couple of days ago, had a terrible crash.
Very nicely done dismount. She actually took a full twist out, being a little bit careful.
You gotta think. You were in the right position. What did you do with the arms? Keep your position. Now what if it really counted? Come on now. You rushed too much.
Well, what Beth was talking about was this tumbling run. She rushed it, not typical of Vanessa's work.
Much more difficult when you land 2 feet at once like that. Get some extra bonus points, but you do see that leg come up, and that will, of course, be a deduction.
Well, the score not disastrous at 8.95, but still not what she would have hoped for. The beam always a nerve-wracking event, and it was Dominique Moceanu who had an even rougher time on the beam to begin this competition in 8-7, so trying to dig her way out of a 20th place in the standings after the first rotation. Now on the floor exercise.
And this actually can be a very good routine for her. She's got all kinds of new tumbling passes in this exercise. One pass alone gains her 5/10 in bonus points.
This is the tumbling pass she should be concerned with. She's attempting a triple twist. You know, that was not quite completed. The judges may take a deduction for that.
Well, the same familiar smile from Dominique Moceanu, but a lot has changed since last year's Olympics. No longer trains with the legendary coach Bella Caroli. She and her family have opened up Moceanu Gymnastics Incorporated, a huge 70,000 square foot gym which they've put all of their money into.